Hi, this is Jacqueline. Welcome to my channel, Our Homemade Homeschool. My husband and I have 4 kids, ages 12, 10, 6, and 4, and we've been homeschooling for 6 years. So today I'm not going to talk about homeschool curriculum or homeschooling per se. Today I'm going to talk about rhythms, routines, weekly routines that keep us on track and keep our household running smoothly. I've created several routines for myself, weekly routines, daily routines, monthly routines. And the reason why is because I find that if I don't have a routine for something, whether it's cleaning the house, getting to laundry, watering house plants, I kind of swing on one side or the other of a spectrum, and I might do a lot in one day. If I'm having like a lot of energy that day, I'll do too much because I see that a lot needs to get done, and I'll kind of exhaust myself and place too much demands on the family. Or I might swing in the opposite direction where things have piled up and it becomes overwhelming. And so I just won't do them because it feels like too big of a task. So if I do things in a consistent way, in a regular way, then had my 4-year-old in here being very silly. So if I can stay on track with certain things in a regular way, I can be consistent and never really feel too far behind, but also not do too much in any one day to where it just feels like all I'm doing is housework or cooking or things like that. So I have several that I could talk about, but I'm going to focus on one in particular. It is Thursday night right now, and tomorrow is Friday. And so that means for us in our house, it's what I call, they're right on the other side of the door. Hold on. Sorry about that. Keep having to remind him to keep his voice down. So I was saying that tomorrow is Friday, and what I have, named Friday morning in our house is home and self day. And so what that means, everyone knows what that means, all the kids, what we take care of in the Friday mornings are, we get the kids' clothes washed. At least we start a load of one of the kids' clothes. We clip all of their fingernails and toenails. We clean the bathrooms. And in particular, I clean my bedroom. So my bedroom, or mine and my husband's bedroom, it tends to collect items, not our own items, but just kids' things, or articles of clothing, or blankets, or books, kids' books. They tend to leave them in here throughout the week, and I could either clean it up every day, which is also fine, you know, that would be really nice, but I can't put attention on my bedroom every single day. So I know that on Friday morning, my first step is to remove all the things that do not belong there, and I put them back where they go. I don't just make a pile. I don't just put them in a different spot. I put them back where they go. Second thing I do is I vacuum. And I have hardwood in my bedroom, but we also have an area rug under our bed, and it extends out a little bit further. So I vacuum not only the rug, I vacuum places that you might not think to vacuum. So kind of right where the wall meets the floor. I vacuum behind doorways. I check if there's, those little spider web kind of dust things that have gathered in like the ceiling corners. So things that might get neglected, I just put on my Friday morning list. So I make sure that I get it really clean and tidy. And it's actually really helpful because clutter and mess really stress me out. But if I know I have a specific day of the week that I'm going to address it and I'm going to put it all to rights again, it really helps me feel better, and it helps me kind of put the blinders on and not feel like every area needs to be super clean all the time. So the other things that we clean are our bathrooms. So my son has a very small bathroom in his room. We have a main bathroom like off the hallway, and then we have like a master bath. So we make sure that those get cleaned. I fully clean the master bathroom. My 10-year-old usually cleans the main bathroom, and my 12-year-old cleans his own bathroom. I also have the kids clean their bedrooms. Mostly. I would like it really clean, but you know, that's kind of lowest on my list. Really, it's the things that could potentially, really, we could get behind on if we don't just pick a day and make sure we're really consistent with it. So we've got, my bedroom gets a really good clean and tidying up. We've got, I clip the kids' fingernails and toenails, and I know that sounds silly, but it's something that I was noticing that I would be like, oh my gosh, I need to do yours. And then I would notice 2 days later, oh, I need to do yours. And then 2 days later, I need to do yours. And it was just annoying. It was just annoying. And so now I just have a day where I do all of them. My oldest does his own. But that has just been so great. And it has just taken the mental work out of it. And we also have what we call a playroom. It's kind of like our living room, but it's where the kids go to play and they do their artwork and they have their toys and stuff like that. And they build like forts with couch cushions and stuff like that. So a lot of times that can get quite messy. So I make sure the kids pick up everything off the floor to the point that it can get vacuumed. So either I will vacuum or my oldest son will vacuum. So I have recently put one more thing on my Friday morning list, and that is to water my houseplants. I'm not a houseplant person. For many years, I didn't have any at all. But with our homeschool group, we went to a nursery, like a garden center, and yeah, other people were buying plants and my kids just kind of jumped on the bandwagon, and I didn't say no. I let them all pick indoor plants, and now I'm the one who's watering them. But I forget. And so I just kind of tacked it right on to my Friday morning home and self day. And they've been getting watered once a week, but you know, they're surviving. So this technique could really help anyone really, who's looking for a day that they could just kind of pile on different tasks that might fall by the wayside. Sometimes we just let it take however long it's going to take Friday morning. We just work until the work is done. Other times it's taking longer than we would like and we need to take a break and we go outside, or we go, if we have something outside of the house that day, we'll just leave and come back to it later. And we just try to make sure that all of those things get done before the evening time, like before dinner. We usually do like a movie night on Friday nights. And so definitely before movie night starts, we make sure that everything on that list gets done. And it really helps me to keep on top of the things that probably I would not keep on top of otherwise. And you know, sometimes I do allow it to take precedence over other things. Like, you know, if I had some homeschool stuff I wanted to get to and we aren't getting to it because we have an especially messy bedroom, or all the kids' clothes need to be washed and all those things, that's okay. This is the time that we've set aside for these tasks so that they get done. And it's okay if it takes precedence over other things. So I encourage you to give it a little bit of thought and see if there are a few things that you could do every week on the same day at the same time. Say it's like right after lunch on a Wednesday, you're always home and you've got nothing going on until it's time to cook dinner or something. Wednesday afternoon after lunch might be a great time to do the things that you need to get done weekly. Well, thanks for watching. That's it for today. I will be sharing more videos about some of our other weekly routines, daily routines, annual routines, and monthly routines that we do in our home that really help us out, that potentially could help you as well. Thank you and have a great day.